Hi, welcome back to the channel. Today I thought it would be fun to take a look at some of the tools that I picked up over my first year of really focusing on fine woodworking and cabinet building and whatnot. Started the journey with a pretty solid set of tools, so I'm not starting from scratch, but really focused the last year on making furniture, making cabinets, and specialize my tools a little bit to kind of accommodate that. And I thought it would be fun to look at a few things I picked up over the last year. Not the cheapest tools, not the most expensive tools, maybe one controversial tool from what I've heard, but these are all things I felt have really allowed me to explore the craft, to kind of move through projects that would otherwise be fairly unapproachable or more challenging or time consuming to build. Things that have helped from a quality and accuracy perspective, and some tools I've just never used before. So yeah, watch along. I'll share my 5 favorite tools, and maybe I'll throw in one that was a bit of a waste of money towards the end from my perspective. And yeah, let me know in the comments as you go through what you think and if you agree, disagree, or not. So first up here, we'll take a look at what's probably going to be a controversial tool. Everybody says that in YouTube videos. To be honest, I've never actually seen a comment that kind of says, oh, why are you using Domino, Domino, whatever. It's been great. I would love to learn how to do mortise and tenons. It's on my list of things to do. I'd love to learn how to do more traditional joinery, more advanced joinery, 100%. But there is no disputing that this tool is fast, accurate, and just enables a set of projects that would be otherwise challenging to build. I built a lounge chair with plans from the 4 Eyes Furniture guys. Awesome plans, awesome videos, well worth the money. The Domino allows you to really just elevate the style of that furniture. I know you could use dowels, I know you could use screws. There's always alternate options for joinery, but from my perspective, what the Domino allows you to do is pretty cool. It kind of stands on its own. It's for sure not my favorite tool, and if I had to give up one of these 5, this probably wouldn't be the first one I'd give up, but it wouldn't be the last either. But yeah, I think there's plenty of conversation around the internet on the Domino. I love it. I use it a fair bit. It makes things easier, makes things faster, and makes things more accurate. I think as a tool that enables you to build and tackle pieces that would otherwise be more challenging, take more time, or maybe even just be not possible for a beginner. I really think this opens doors, makes things possible, makes some pretty cool furniture. Again, by no means essential. I'm fortunate to have it. Yeah, not much else to say. We have my track saw. So I will say this is going to be an opinion from my perspective, just in track saws in general. I have been on the Milwaukee platform for a few years. I love Milwaukee tools. I was dead set on getting a Festool track saw. Then they released this, and I changed my mind just because I didn't want a second battery platform. For some reason, I've got it in my head that one battery to rule them all, and that's where I live. So, bought this guy. It's been fantastic. I started with a bored job site saw, bought the SawStop CTS, so dealing with job site compact saws. It's not fun ripping big sheets of 3/4 plywood, 3/4 inch MDF, big sheet goods. This allows me to break down sheets quickly, accurately, safely, allows me to put a straight edge on rough lumber, allows me to cut challenging angles with the track. I can't say enough good things about this saw. This will be the last tool I give up, for sure. Again, track saws in general, maybe one day I'll try a Festool, I don't know, but I have no reason to question this saw, this particular saw. I love it. Right now I've got the 110 inch track, and I've got a 55 inch Makita track. I would love to buy the shorter, either Makita or Milwaukee track. I think it's a 31 or 32 inch for some of the smaller work I do. But this, again, is my favorite tool, for sure. Wouldn't be without it, gotta say, I just love it. So yeah, track saw, I highly recommend it. I think there's things you can do with the table saw that you can't do with the track saw. There's some repeatability aspects but yeah, generally I think you can do just about everything you can on a table saw with a track saw and more. This is a bit of a change of pace from the other ones. This ruler has been really good. I came from just using tape measures, and this is the first kind of woodworking focused ruler I bought. What I particularly like about this is the center scale, being able to measure from the center out on both sides. It's just super convenient. There's nothing super, I don't know. I also have a smaller Veritas ruler that I like. I bought this because it's woodpeckers and I wanted to try it. Yeah, I can't say there's anything crazy special about this particular ruler, other than, like I mentioned, the center out scale and the left to right scale on the opposite sides I find super convenient. I like that it's graduated to 16ths, not 32nds. I have 32nd graduation on some of my smaller rulers, but for this size 24-inch ruler, 16ths is fine. Yeah, just simple, straightforward, probably expensive, but nice red colored ruler. Before I started down the kind of more finer woodworking path, I had never used a router. I had never had a need for one. I bought this as my first one and it terrified me. I was scared to use it. I didn't know how. Watched a ton of videos, learned about feed direction. Generally at first use it for small roundovers, use it to cut dados when I was building my cabinets, use it to cut the track for my T-track for my miter table here. Learned a lot, but man, I will tell you, this Milwaukee cordless palm router is great. The dust collection is way better than I would have expected, way better than my bigger Bosch router. It collects the majority of the dust that it puts out. Gets a little bit annoying if you're cutting circles for tabletops with the vacuum hose. It gets a little bit tangled up, but I think that's just kind of inevitable. But yeah, this router has tons of power, has a little LED, has 2 plates. I do want to get the plunge base for it and the adapter to connect to the Milwaukee tracks. I think that would be really nice. I've hummed and hawed about buying the 1/2-inch cordless router they just came out with, but I don't know that I have a need for it. I have my Bosch router in my router table, which I use for bigger 1/2-inch bits. I have so far been able to get by with kind of the 1/4-inch shank on this guy with everything I need to do from a mobile router perspective. I could always unbolt the Bosch if I needed to use a 1/2-inch bit on something, but yeah, good power, easy adjustability, the way it kind of clips open and you can adjust with this wheel, lock it down. The dust collection, I don't have a single bad thing to say about this palm router. So the last tool in my top 5 kind of most impactful tools I picked up through this first year woodworking is a bit of a combination of tools. It's centered around the Jessam router lift. I have a video I'll link here too of installing that router lift. It's really good. It's easy to put the router in, it's easy to adjust. You get really fine graduations adjusting it up and down. Yeah, it's, from my perspective, reasonably priced. I went with the router lift because it was cheaper than the master lift. I didn't feel like I needed the aluminum top, even though black would have been nice because it matches with the Formica I used. And I guess you could apply this to router tables in general. I didn't realize how much easier it was to do a lot of kind of edge detailing tasks on a router table versus kind of a 1/2-inch router in your hand. I find them a little bit unwieldy. Probably it's an experience thing. Hopefully I get more comfortable with them. Generally, I still find routers terrifying, especially on the router table. I'm very, very careful. I've had a couple of things catch a couple of times. Not my favorite experience by any stretch, but I do feel like the router in the router table with a good lift and a decent fence makes a lot of activities safer. Yeah, I use it a lot. I use it for edge detailing. I've used it for jointing edges recently on boards. Not much else to say about this. I think a router table is one of those things that really can up your game and just elevate your woodworking. So now to touch on one tool that I found I don't think I'm getting the value or the use out of. Maybe a controversial take, but the TSO track parallel guides. They're nice. They're very well made. They're a quality product. I find the adjustment with the stops fiddly and painstaking to get accurate. And I find that I'm always maybe a 30-second out, and maybe my standards are too high, or maybe I'm worrying too much. I don't know, but I don't like that this little indicator piece here that runs along the ruler is super reflective, glossy stainless steel or aluminum, whatever it is. It's hard to see exactly where you are on the line, so that might contribute a bit to the errors. But yeah, I find them just to be a bit of a fiddly product, and I have spent so much time getting them dialed in that to each cut, and when I need to make a series of kind of wider cuts, and then I need to use little rods to do a narrower strip, the amount of time I spend recalibrating these things, it would just be faster to just use a track saw, mark it out with a measuring tape or a ruler, lay out the track and cut. Let me know in the comments below. Maybe I'm just using it wrong. Maybe this could totally be an operator error thing. I will not discount that possibility. I will just say that I don't reach for them as much as I thought I would, as much as I tried to at the beginning. I don't find them that beneficial to my workflow or to the way I've been breaking down sheet goods. Please do, though, let me know if you have a different experience, a different opinion. I'd be happy to hear it. And if I'm doing something wrong, I would love to learn. I spend a lot of money on these things. It would be great to get some value out of them and some use out of them. So please. Well, there you have it. 5 tools I like, 1 I'm struggling with. Please let me know in the comments your feedback on any of these. I know the tools don't make the woodworker and the tools don't make the finished product, but they can make the experience more enjoyable. They definitely do help. I'm a bit of a tool nerd. I love tools. I love playing with tools and picking them up. So I'm guilty of kind of leaning that way for sure with some of my tools. But definitely these have been by and large the best additions to my shop over the past year. I look forward to getting a lot more use from them, to learning new tricks, to being a little bit less scared of the routers. But yeah, thank you very much for watching along. Let me know your thoughts. If you liked the video and got some value out of it, a like and a subscribe would be fantastic. It helps get the channel out there, helps me grow, and it's good feedback for me on how I'm doing. Thanks.